What happens now? Give us an insight as to what you do in the next couple of days with Christmas involved.
Yes, first of all, it's important that after impressive home game, our supporters are allowed right now to celebrate Christmas in style and also in a good mood after a pretty impressive last home game. But for us, hard work is important. So we have drawn already a line under impressive win against Oxford, and we are right now up also to deliver a good performance and a good result on Boxing Day, because we want to keep going. We know tough games are coming up, and we start with a tough away fixture. As traditionally for us as Leeds United, always a tough away fixture away at Stoke. Obviously, also like we won't allow us to rest, so we are also in even on Christmas Eve. We are even there in on Christmas Day, work on the training pitch, work in the meeting room to prepare the lads. We will travel on Christmas Day in order to be there with perfect preparation also for the game. We'll stay also on Christmas Day in the hotel, so sadly no family time for my players and our staff, but we have greater things that we think about, and we want a proper party then come next May, and for that we have to keep going and have to be professional, and we allow ourselves perhaps to celebrate Christmas when there's a little bit time, perhaps after this relentless period. After the 4th of January, when the FA Cup game is coming up, then perhaps we can allow ourselves to have a little breath. But next days we are just on it, want to be there with good habits, good nutrition, good sleep, but especially also hard work in order to be ready again, in order to send also our supporters in a good mood back on the travel on Boxing Day after a pretty important game for us.
Yeah, you got 2 away games. I don't know, we were speaking to Brendan Harrison before, and he was saying, with the away performance, a bit of an issue. Is it more of an issue with us guys, the press, the fans, or is it something you've been talking about for a long time? Has it become an issue in the head?
No, not a long time, because you know me, I don't like to differ between home and away games. Of course, home games are always a bit nicer because there's no travel, and it's always a bit easier to be there really spot on with 100% when 35,000 here at Ellen Road are fired up, and you can't allow yourself to give 1 or 2% less, but we need the same type of concentration and focus, and to be on it also in each and every away game. But overall, also like I wouldn't differ too much. I think whatever we were before this game, they haven't checked it right now, but before this game day, we were, I think, the 7th best away team as well. I think they are only the best away team after 10 games was on 17 points, and we are there after 10 away games on 14 points. So we are not too far away, but we know a few of the last away games you could have started a bit more on it into the first half, if then conceded in the first half always a goal, and we have turned also many games. But in this league, it's not that easy. You can't take it for granted. Like in Swansea, you turn the game, or in Sunderland, you turn the game, or you equalize that late in Preston. It's always easier when you start on the front foot, you go and lead, and this is also what we're trying to do also in the upcoming games, although there won't be a guarantee. But we want to make sure that we're on it, and we are switched on, and are starting also into these games with 1%. But it was the same task also for today. If we would have allowed ourselves to just play with 98%, we wouldn't be able to win this game and to show such an impressive performance. And we have to do the same also at Stoke.
We always talk about Stoke being the archetypal sort of English game for a manager to deal with away from home. It'll be horrible, it'll be cold. Is that how you looked at it before you came to English football? Was it Stoke away? One of those things that we think? I love a bit of that.
Thank God it's not this cold, windy Tuesday night in Stoke, so it helps a little bit. It's Boxing Day, but I know I've played there many games. I know also the stadium, and I know it's always difficult fixtures. Also some impressive wins, I have to say, also in former years. But you always have to be on it, because it will be a game. Yeah, they will also use this game more or less like each and every team in their home game against Leeds United. Is always like quite often for them. Yeah, a game when they have nothing to lose, they can go for it. Quite often it's a sold out stadium. It's more or less a game of the season for them. The home crowd is excited against Leeds United. Perhaps even a bit more on it than each and every other of their home games. But yeah, we are Leeds United. We have a heavy shot to represent, and we know this. And for that, we are used to the situation, and we can't complain and can't search for any excuses or for any help. We have to be on it ourselves, and this is what we're also trying to do at Stoke. We know, and we are respectful, but we don't travel in fear. We know we have to be on it and have to be at our best, but we won't travel in fear. And we know that if we rise our standards again and play to our standards, we have a good chance also to win some points even there. Merry Christmas.
Great.
Is anybody struggling? Joe Rodon seemed to be scratching something there towards the end.
Yes, a little cut on his head. So it seems like when he goes into the headers, he has too many edges on his head, and he is always quite often like a bloody face when he comes into the dressing room. But I spoke already to him. He's a warrior, and he will be ready to go again. All the others seem to be all right. Obviously, we have to assess them also in the upcoming days, but at least straight after the game, no injury was reported. So for that, I'm carefully optimistic that all the players who were involved today are also capable to travel with us and perform with us also on Boxing Day. So it looks quite good.
Stuart.
You touched about penalties before. You were talking about how he'll beat on his own choices. We talk a lot about the sacrifices that the family players make, but for some of them, it can be a bit of a release to actually have a Boxing Day game to look forward to.
I didn't even know that he would be alone. I probably will invite him to mine anyhow to come around. I'm not sure if he wants to follow this. I think he will prefer to be a bit alone. So again, sometimes we forget that these players are also human beings and no robots. And sometimes I know, especially when we are living in times with social media, and there's sometimes also lots of negativity going around. Sometimes it's also difficult for this young guys, because obviously they are still young guys. But on the other hand, it's also not necessary to have too much sympathy. They're also leading a privileged life, and you just can't take just all the positives. They are living their dream. They are famous football players. They earn lots of money. They are earning their money with their hobby. They are leading really a privileged life and are celebrated like after a performance like today. Yes, and you have to take also the negatives, but also to make sure we as a group make sure that also they feel also a second family within the group. And when a few players are perhaps alone on festive days, and we make also sure that they can spend it with a few other players or with the families, and we look after each other, and we are also a family here at Leeds United. And I think this is also quite important. So to work a bit on this stuff, because everyone can just deliver really top performances if he feels really comfortable, and we have a good feel factor as well. Not too much, because you also need competitiveness. But yes, of course there are some sacrifices. But if you want to be successful in this tough business and this tough football business, then you have to give also some sacrifices. And the players are used to it, and they know how it is.